back
Welcome back.
with our 5th episode of the podcast, right?
Fifth. Dang.
The 5th, yeah. It's been so
I think
long
so.
since we filmed our 4th one, right? I think
Yeah, even though we recently released it, we filmed that one quite a while ago.
was it like what, August or September? October?
I think no, definitely not October. I think September. Maybe August? End of August? Not too
It's
sure.
been too long.
But either way, so we're here. It's almost
Ooh.
Christmas. To everyone that celebrates.
Yay. But
Merry
Christmas is definitely gonna be so different this year.
Social distance Christmas.
I mean, I don't
Wait,
think
isn't the UK
Yeah.
going into like tier 3 or something?
Well, I know London is, but I don't know is the whole London going tier 3? Oh no, not whole London, sorry, whole UK.
I actually have no idea. But anyways, sidetracked there a bit.
I think
What
yeah,
are we talking about today?
Well, Christmas is going to be a festive year, festive time, spending time with your loved ones and everything.
Mm-hmm. If you
But-
can, if you can't, there's always
Yeah.
Zoom.
I know, but I think you're gonna have a much better Christmas
Yeah.
than I am.
Oh, Singapore's going into phase 3. That means that we can now meet 8 people outside, and then the bars and not bars, but like clubs are like pilot opening, so it's like not fully open, but some people can go and try.
Wait, what?
But imagine dancing in a mask. Must be hard.
Oh.
I'll be like heavy breathing.
I mean, I don't think will you even go out clubbing? Or,
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, actually, the clubbing spaces now are used for like exercising.
Oh.
Like, you know, soul cycling? The one where you like.
Oh, that is
exercise
good.
with bicycles? Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I
So
know
wait,
one of the
Marquee
clubbing
is Marquee.
spaces.
Is it Marquee the club? I forgot. Is it?
I don't know what's in
Marina
Marquee
Bay?
now,
Oh,
but I know Zouk.
right.
They have like tables in there you can eat in there.
Oh wow.
And they also have like the cycling area. It's pretty cool. But I've never been. I've seen it
Oh.
online.
I wish I can say the same, but nothing is practically open now for us. Since we have a 4th wave.
Yeah.
So fun.
Just when we're about to establish a travel bubble between Singapore and Hong Kong.
Oh yes.
You guys got the 4th wave.
I was gonna come like early December, no, like mid-December when like they were about to start.
Around now, basically.
Yeah, I would have been in Singapore, but
Dang.
here I am back at home.
That's a shame.
Hiya, as
Uncle
Uncle
all the
would say.
good food.
I know, but let's get on with today's episode.
yeah, we sighed a bit.
This episode is going back to love. I feel like love is very easy to talk about, but I think with love, there's a lot of topics to talk about, and I think one big topic that a lot of couples might struggle with when they come to that stage is long distance relationship.
Have we all experienced long distance? Oh, actually, we should introduce our guest first.
Oh.
Our guest.
Well, we have talked about this for quite some time, and we wanted to invite our flatmates into our podcast.
Well, for me, it would have been flatmates. I'll just still count them anyway.
You're still part of the crew, the house.
Yes.
But
introducing them.
Are you ready, guys? Let's welcome Deb and Sophie.
Woo! Your mic is muted.
Yeah!
Say hi.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Is Sophie still there?
Sorry, I'm currently suffering with a 38-degree fever.
Uh-oh.
So I'll just along the sidelines, chiming in.
Let's see your hand. Let's see your hand. Like, yay!
Oh, you're closer. You're more closer.
You're closer
than I
than we thought.
I thought you were on the bed.
Well, why don't we have a little intro from our lovely flatmates?
I'm Deborah. I live in the top floor of the house, along with Sophie. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm a third-year university student. Both live on the top floor, also known as the best floor
in the house.
In the house, hands down.
Wait, why?
Why?
Because
you live there.
Oh.
Basically.
Sure. Well.
Sure.
Well, welcome.
Thank you so much.
So I guess long distance. Have you all been in one, or are you in one?
I have been in a long distance relationship for like 3 weeks, and before I end it, not really for this topic, but yeah. Sophie, however.
Yeah, so I've basically been in a long distance relationship for almost a year now.
Dang, a year?
My current boyfriend is doing a placement year in Singapore.
Wait, he is? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, whilst I stay in Exeter, finishing my last year, and if things go to plan, he should be coming back in around 60 days. Yeah, 2 months.
60
so
days.
Nice.
Staying strong, you know? Yeah.
We've had their struggles.
Yeah. Deborah's well aware of my struggles. Yeah.
Oh. G?
Yeah, eye-opening.
Oh. I guess I could say I've been in a long distance. Yes and no ish. But for like what? 6 months? Yeah, I'd say 6 months.
Oh.
But yeah, it's been tough. It was tough ish. Well, that's what we're here to talk about today. Why was it tough? What do you think about long distance? Should people do it? Actually, wait, Roy, have you been?
No. Oh wait, no. Actually, yes, I have.
Yes.
Wasn't a good one. I would say not a good experience. It was almost 3 months. Almost 3 months. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we'll get into that a bit longer, but yeah, not the best, but it was low key kind of.
Why?
Well, we'll get into that.
What?
We'll not low key, like kind of low key, kind of like. I'll get into that more later, but.
All right. How should we start our long distance
talk? I guess. Do you think long distance work? Do you think as a whole? Do you guys think? Yes, no, yes. I would say yes. I would say it can work.
I think it can definitely work. It depends on the person. Oh, well, the commitment you're willing to put.
Yeah.
Deb?
No, it's a lot. A lot of things go into it. Like a lot of factors. Like, are you looking at the relationship long term? Are you just in it for fun? Are you, on the same page? Like, do you want the same things? Like, do you both want to get married in the end, or are you still like looking to meet other people and experience like your first dates again, or like all that?
I think definitely for sure. You have to have a solid shared view with your partner if you ever want to start long distance, or else ain't gonna work out. Like trust solid expectations. Yeah.
I feel like
you can't.
The start of how your relationship is, and how you guys sustain it before you guys go long distance. It will kind of, it depends how well you guys start off and sustain, and then moving to long distance. If you guys are very well like together at the start and kind of have like a good foundation, I think moving in to long distance would be somewhat easier.
Yeah.
Like I'd personally say like before going into long distance, you have to set a lot of ground rules because obviously the dynamics of your relationship is going to be different when you're apart. So definitely like establishing ground rules and making sure that you guys are 100%, you know, if not 150%, you know, committed to each other. And I'd say like long distance works when you guys see yourself having a future together and knowing like when you can next see each other and if it's like realistic.
Oh, I feel like you've definitely put a lot of thought into that, right, Sophie?
Yeah, man. I think
A lot of my time and energy, yes. Yeah.
I think Sophie would know best.
Yeah. Last few weeks.
Actually, yeah. What are you guys doing now? Like, how have you established like ground rules in more specific terms?
Well, obviously, like, first of all, like he's in Singapore, I'm in the UK, so we've got quite a bit of time difference. So we try and like, call every other day. We try and text as much as we can, but obviously, like our problems that emerge within our like long distance relationship, like we can't see them coming. So when they do pop up, we have to, you know, consider each other's feelings and see where we're both. I guess it's just like being empathetic and trying to understand where the other person is coming from and why they're upset. And sometimes it's hard to see where they're coming from because you might not think this might upset you, but then it's different for them. So I guess you just have to like be more empathetic and try and picture yourself in their shoes and vice versa. That's been the hardest part, I'd say.
Do I want to be in a relationship now? Ooh.
That was exactly what I told Sophie actually. I was like, I'm not sure if I should even be in this podcast because I do not see myself in a relationship for a while.
No, but the thing is, you have experienced long distance. So, what in long distance is like? What's your perspective on it? Like, as you as a person,
is literally everything Sophia said. But it's still very subjective. Like, a lot of things can happen very like you think that you have a plan, right? But then like things can change like just overnight. I don't know. Like you can meet someone, like that's how life works, right? Like you just don't know what's gonna happen. You just meet someone.
Yeah, especially because like you're in one social setting with like many things happening, but that's specific to you, and then this other person, your partner, in a different country, I guess, having a totally different set of perspectives and like social environment.
Yeah.
So the way you guys think isn't really in sync either.
Yeah, like oh gosh, that's okay. Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say that's exactly what I went through when I came to the UK for uni. And then my ex-boyfriend was stuck in Singapore and he was serving in the army, right? So
that is even more. Like a whole lot more. Serving in the army.
Oh yeah.
Long distance thing.
I don't know, it's just so different because I've been in Singapore for my entire life. All of a sudden I like come to the UK and then you wanna like integrate your relationship, but at the same time so much has happened in a relationship and now you're in this completely new environment. It's like a fresh start. Like, do you want to bring something that kind of has been playing on your mind for a long time and kind of live with that? Like I ended up finding a lot more happiness in letting that part of my life go and starting like anew rather than trying to make it work, because we also had our history. Like it wasn't the best. So it was a rough breakup, but like we're both in much better places now. And yeah. Oops.
We love a good WhatsApp text.
Well, I guess for me, like in the start, I was like, okay, yeah, I kind of am, kind of not. That's because so me and like my boyfriend currently, back then, we were like still new, and like we didn't really exactly know each other, like how we worked. So our best option was like to be friends during this time. I mean, I had my feelings, even though we said we were friends. I was still kind of like low key, but
Would you say you guys are
yeah.
exclusive
So
to
that's
each
why
other?
I was like, I don't know if I should call it long distance or not. But for me, for us, that kind of worked because, like, when we say that like we're friends in this whole thing, there isn't there is like no expectation that you have to meet. In that sense. The only bad thing about that is that you still do have feelings. Oh well, I still had feelings, so that one was the hard part.
But would you say like when you guys were like the friend stage, like you guys were like navigating at the early stage during the like kind of a long distance? I don't know how you would classify it. Would you say you guys were like exclusive to each other? Or were you guys like open to like, you know, if something happens?
I think that one really opportunities for us to like, I mean, probably for me, yeah, but like, like I said, I still have feelings, so I was kind of like less open, but still kind of open, if you know what I mean. Like, cause when I, yeah, definitely. I mean, Deborah's
Days.
yeah. I was also confused by myself, but like, not many opportunities presented to me, so I was kind of like, whatever, I'll just be by myself with friends. So I was like, I was okay with it. Didn't really mind it.
I feel
But supposedly we are friends, and I should have been more open, if anything. But I guess it worked out fine.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, like you're not also the type to kind of mess around with people.
Yeah, I'm a person that's more like I have to get to know you a lot before like anything even happens.
No.
Yeah.
I guess that's great as well. You might be missing out, but you know, that's a very healthy way.
I think, yeah, like then again, that's just me. But like on the other side, if you want to have more fun, then I think my scenario would be even more difficult for you if you're in my place. Maybe. Like, well, yeah. So like Deborah, you're more open, right? So imagine if you're me and you said friends. Would you still be like more open?
If what?
If you were me and like you were in a like oh okay, I'm gonna stay friends with you, and then after that we'll see how.
So like if I had a Cameron and I was studying overseas, would I still have that open mindset?
Yeah, because for me, I was more like, yeah, sure, we'll be friends. And like, I should be open, but I wasn't really open. It's a tough one.
It's like somewhat like exclusive, but you guys haven't like, you
don't have it's like in name, you're exclusive. No, you're not exclusive in the name. But then like, personally, for me,
to your heart kind
but you both know that you have feelings.
Yeah, I think so. At least for me, for sure.
I think that's really cute.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
I just think it's a
It
very
was
sticky thing.
hard. The thing with long distance, or at least my situation, the problem with it was like, it was hard because like I know I had to be more open, but at the same time, we aren't in a relationship and like there's no expectations to be met. So that means there's also no like, you don't get like constant affection or like communication.
Yeah.
Because he was also busy. So it was kind of like internally, we kind of like,
You guys lacked a lot of communication.
oh yeah, definitely in the beginning.
Yeah, like you both didn't know what you both wanted, but you both
Yeah.
knew that you liked each other, but you both didn't want to do anything about it because you were all the way here.
Yeah. So it's basically like hitting the pause button. So
Yeah,
it's like whether it was a pause or a stop, that one I was like, I don't know.
but even whilst you guys like had that pause, like you still wasn't you still had that mindset that wasn't very like open to meeting.
Open. Yeah, that's for sure.
You were kind of set already, but then it was just sticky.
Yeah, sticky situation.
Wow. Why is relationships so difficult?
I don't think they have to be. I feel like when you date your
Yeah.
I think that's like my most important thing. If I were to enter any whatever relationship, like the next one cannot first of all waste my time because like yeah, I
Enough of that.
tired. I'm so exhausted. But yeah, there are all these posts that are like when you date like your best friend, like it's the best thing. Like I want my boyfriend to be my homie.
Yes.
Yeah, like someone I can joke around with, but I can also be emotional with, but also like, all that.
Do you feel like you should become friends with them first and then date them, or would you feel like you should date them and then you give them a chance to become your homie? Like, what order do you think is
Oh.
I think friends first.
friends first?
Yeah.
I think it makes a lot of sense to kind of have a taste or like have a feel, like know how that person works, and that mostly happens when like you start off as close friends, and then you discover like shit, I have feelings for this person, and then like
Yeah. Because I think if you start off dating them, you'd have that extra feeling of like that, I don't know, maybe honeymoon, where you're kind of still cloudy or sticky. So you can't really see them as like who they are. You get what I mean?
yeah, like you can't see, like you completely reject all the flaws that they have and kind of ignore the fact that this person is still flawed and like they can make mistakes because you keep telling yourself like this person's like so good for me, like I'm having so much fun, and like you're experiencing all your first times together. At the same time at the same time I just think it's very 50-50. I think dating someone is safe, but like you also have to give it a lot of time and have a lot of
But I don't feel like I feel like if you're starting off as friends in a relationship, then you somehow end up, being really friends with that person. You might fall in the trap where like, oh, do I want to date this person because we're so
Or do you want to
good?
like break the friendship?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's like the biggest
Oh.
dilemma between people. Like, you're such a good friend, like, friend zone, but like, do you want like to add more towards this friendship by, being a couple? Or do you just want to keep it as friends because things just work so much better that way? And if you add feelings into it, things might just not, go well and might go worse.
Yeah, that's definitely the risk to like breaking that like friendship and going into a relationship. I mean, I guess for me, because like my boyfriend's like been my friend, and like we have this like friend group with Deb in it in Singapore, and like we've been friends for like what since we were small. So we were also like kind of worried that like if we become like more like in a relationship basically, that like if we ever like break up or anything, it'll be so awkward in the friend group. So I guess we kind of made sure that if we ever do break up, it's like mutual, and that we'll try our best to like not make it awkward for our friends.
I don't know, because I have definitely gone through that already. Like I had my boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
My ex-boyfriend now, but I guess like what I've learned and kind of realized after all this time is like life really just goes on, like as cliche as it is. If you guys can work out like being friends with the same group of friends, like that's great. Otherwise, like you can still hang out in like different groups, you know what I mean? Like it's really
It's
not
not
that,
the end of the world.
yeah, it's really not that deep. And like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, you know? That's such a shit, like that's such advice, but like
No, yeah, but it is true. Like once you face it, and then other things in your life happen, it just kind of goes by.
yeah, and it comes to a point where like you kind of I talk about this with Sophie a lot, but it's like even though we're not together now, I know I don't want to be with him anymore. Like it stings to see him with someone else, but at the same time, like you get to a point where you're just happy for them because you cause each other so much pain, and after some time, like you see them happy with someone else, like you just want the best for that person, you know. And if you can be friends, that's great. Otherwise, like you're just always going to be wishing the best for them.
I feel like ultimately in the end, like you learn from each other, and you just grow, and you just become a better person at the end.
Yeah.
The best thing about being in a relationship or getting over one is that you learn so much about yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't really lose anything if you've lost someone that just wasn't meant to be for you.
Yeah.
Right.
So right, how was your?
I'm trying to process. I'm still trying to process what Deb just said.
He's like staring into space,
like if you break up with someone that the relationship didn't work out with, that's not a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you still have your
just
friends.
You realizing that you're just not supposed to be with them. Yeah, sure. You definitely go into the phase like, oh my god, I want it that way.
But would you then?
After
But
that,
would
you're
you
just
then
like,
later?
oh, okay.
Would you like later on think back, like I might actually like that person, like later on in a reflective stage of like imaginary, of like, oh, I could have done this better, and then maybe if I had another chance, try to pursue it again to make it like you think back, like it might be really bad at that time, but then later on you think back, you're like, maybe it could actually work.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you don't know what,
like you don't know what happened in your brain, like somehow you're like, I find that person like much more attractive, or like you somewhere in your brain just open up and like, oh, I think that I could have a second chance with that person.
yeah.
Even if you hate that, like you didn't see that person like as a dateable type, you weren't interested, or you felt like you lost feelings, but then you somehow gain it back. I don't know, could that possibly work somehow?
I feel like that could definitely happen. Like I have seen relationships that don't work out when you're younger. You have the time to grow up in a different country. you're not seeing each other at all. Like, you completely cut ties, and then few years later you come back, and then all of a sudden, like, you just have this little reunion with your friends that you used to hang out with. You see that person again, and like you decide, like, shit, like, we could kick it off again. Like, it can definitely happen. Like I said, you never know what life's gonna throw at you. Like, but
Yeah, because the good thing. Oh, okay.
no,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, the good thing is that, like, with that, because you, like, each individual has so much time to grow and like meet new friends, that you have a new set of like eyes on like the world and like your like each other, that like it's basically like a fresh new start.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also you guys have so much more experience, probably, if you dated someone in between. You learn a lot more. Because when you're younger, like even at my age, even when like I'm still learning so much about like dating and like being in a relationship, that like honestly, like, salute to people who like date a lot, because they probably know a lot about relationships, like knowing what they want and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. Because for me, it's not really like that. Like, I'm still trying to figure out, and because I never made a mistake at all. Oh, not at all, but like I haven't had the opportunity
Okay.
to like date people and know who's bad or who's good or who works for me. That like I'm kind of like just like blinding my way through, blindly feeling my way through.
But I feel like you guys, both of you, have your head screwed on. Like,
What?
you're not entering anything without any like preconceived knowledge, or like, you know, the experiences that you've had with like other people. It's
Oh,
not
Like, you guys are
complete.
navigating like the journey with each other. Like, you know, you both learn, and then you both like,
yeah. I
yeah.
guess you could think of it that way.
Like, you don't have to be in a breakup to be able to learn about like all these things, you know? Like, you could just be with one person and you could like just go through this kind of thing in a different way. So you're just like growing and learning from each other ultimately.
Yeah.
It's not like you're like missing out because you're not breaking up and you're not trying to do things.
Yeah.
I'd say it's just
Yeah. I
There's
think
like,
the reason. Oh,
no,
okay.
go first.
Okay. I guess the reason I said that was because after I broke up from my first relationship, I learned a lot about myself, and a lot about that person and what being in a relationship is. So I was like, I had to get over and cleanse myself of all that feeling to be able to analyze what happened.
Yeah. But I feel like what Sophie said, you don't have to be broken up to learn a lot of things. Like, I was gonna say, there was this TikToker that I just discovered. But like, yeah, there's this TikToker that I discovered. She is in a good relationship. Like, it looks like it's healthy. But she does this thing where she takes herself out on dates, and she kind of just documents herself learning about life, like, on her own, despite being in a relationship.
So like, time for yourself.
Yeah, she takes a lot of like self-care, and yeah, I just think it's very important. It kind of works for long distance relationship. You have a lot of your own time, and then you kind of come back, and then you're like, how's your day, and you fill each other in and stuff.
I feel like I feel a lot more independent now that I'm in like a long distance relationship. There's obviously it's like with it. Yeah. I actually have a good question for the group. Would you say you date someone because you see a future with them and like you see marriage with them, like being married with them? Or can you date someone because, you know, in the moment it's fun, but you don't necessarily see like a future with them? Like, what's your outlook on that?
I feel like for me, maybe at early stages of like my dating, I don't know what where should I put, journey, career.
Mhm.
Because like when you like date at the very start, like early on of your life, you might not know what you want in a relationship. So like you might date people and then not think about the future because you're just young. You might, yeah, so you might enjoy in the moment. So like you date for someone uh just because you like that person and you find him or her interesting. But then as you know, as a relationship goes on, you learn more from either reading stuff online, hearing from your friends, or just with that person that you know maybe you want to explore more. So like dating more to get more experience before actually selling into one person and maybe have a future with them. But I know that some people who are kind of really on set on like, you know, if I'm dating this person, we're gonna go through the whole, you know, journey together through marriage. But that's like I say it's a very rare case because there's just so much to see in this world. There are opportunities that you see while you're dating that you're like, oh, do I want to, you know, stick to this relationship and not try something new, or just, you know, miss out on that opportunity and just, you know, move through. So I guess uh for me right now, but it would be to probably settle on someone because I think at this age I'm done. I would say I'm done, like, you know, playing around, and I think I've learned quite a bit and I know what I'm looking for. So yeah.
I have fun.
Me too.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh,
Explain
really?
for everyone. Woo!
But what was I? What's my? Oh yeah, I definitely think you start off having like just getting to know each other, good vibes, like fun, like just a chill relationship. You know, it has to be like zen. Like I don't want to be in a stressful relationship. um, like you can have your struggles, whatever, but you know, ultimately you work through it, and then if it's come to a long enough term, then yeah, you think about marriage. But that is
That
like,
shouldn't be like the first
that
thought
is
on your
not,
mind.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's not mine.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I think if you think about marriage when you meet someone, not only are you looking for like the qualities you want, if you already know what you want, but you'll also kind of question everything they do. Like if like for example, if they don't wash the dishes and you're like, oh my god, that's gonna happen in my marriage. Oh my god, do I want this person? And then you're like kind of spiral at everything. I feel like that would be what happens if I see a relationship at the start. Like oh, I might want to marry this person. I think that definitely has to be something that like after a while you start thinking of. But then it's also not bad to like just have in the back of your mind like what you would want in a person,
Mm-hmm.
but without thinking of marriage because that's like it's stressful. It's just like, oh yeah, I enjoy this person. Yeah.
Sophie.
Um,
Question master.
I guess definitely like at this age, like, you know, you date because it's fun, you date because you're like getting experience. But then like at the same time, if you've been dating for someone, like I've been dating like my current boyfriend for almost 3 years.
Oof.
I put the time and I put the energy and I put the effort in because yeah, I do see a future together, not gonna lie. And I feel like sometimes okay, I do see a future with them. That's also why I do like put all this time and effort, and especially we're doing long distance now, and we're both doing it because, we know we can work this out, and we're like 100% committed with each other. So I guess like when you've been dating someone for such a long time, you do see like a future with them eventually, but that's just personally how I'm currently seeing. Yeah.
But I think I wanna add like no matter how long the relationship has been, like your mental health has to be there. And like you have to understand that it kind of takes priority above anything. And like for my friends who were dating for 3 years, like the guy was actually in a very bad place mentally. So then like they had to end it. But obviously like being young, don't know what you want, you're comfortable with someone, you kind of stayed in it, even though like it was like mentally just not there anymore. Like they were both not there. And then yeah, like I was just saying, if like, because for Sophie, like with the amount of time they've been together, they want to work through things. But then I'm saying like, even though you've been together for a long time, if your mental health is not the best, like you shouldn't be kind of bringing the other person down with you. And like you should just work on yourself, and then if you guys can like come back together, and then go ahead.
Yeah, I'd say like ultimately like the number, like being in a relationship for so many years, it doesn't matter in the end, if you're obviously not doing well mentally, like just saying that you've been together for a long time you shouldn't feel pressured to make things work.
Yeah.
Like if it needs to stop because it's becoming toxic, it should end.
Definitely.
The number of years shouldn't impact the decisions you make.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I tell my friends that like when they're at the stage of like, they have arguments, they are thinking of breaking up, I just tell them to be selfish and think for themselves.
Yeah, that's a really
I'll as bad as it sounds, like, but thinking for yourself is much better than putting more effort to worry about how someone feels, because that's just gonna deteriorate your mind even more. Like you have to think for yourself, and you're also thinking about someone else's feeling. Like that's just gonna double hurt you more than thinking for yourself what you want. So yeah, I just tell people, like, when they're at the breakup stage, they're arguing, think for yourself, what do you want in this? If you think that this is hurting you mentally, then just end it and self heal and reflect. And maybe later on, if both of you, like, took that break and realize that maybe we can make it work, then maybe go back together. But if you think this path of going single and reflecting on like your relationship, maybe going for something new is better for you, then go for that.
I think when you think about yourself first, you're ultimately helping the other person.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
you're making choices that's good for you. And if whether or not the other person, like how do I say, if you make choices that's good for you, if it doesn't coincide with the other person, then you have to think about whether you want to like work it out with them. Because, well, my main thing before being in a relationship is that you have to be happy with where you're at. You have to be okay if you don't want to be with them, or like if it's not working. Like if you try your best in the relationship and it's just like, as a happy person, if you try your best in the relationship and it's not working for you, then cutting it off shouldn't be that hard for you. because
Yeah.
you don't depend on the other person, and that ultimately is like the best thing you can do for yourself is to be happy for yourself.
Yeah.
And
Just be
and if that partner is like true to you, they'll be happy for you as well, even though like stuff between you guys can't work out.
But that takes a lot of maturity and like
Yeah.
time to grow and understand that like the bigger picture is that you just want the other person to be happy.
Mm-hmm. But a start would be to find happiness for yourself. Like that TikToker you mentioned, she takes
Like
time
yeah,
alone.
she's like
Yeah.
whole on her own.
Yeah. So do stuff that's good for yourself, because ultimately it'll benefit the relationship you're in.
Wow.
This has taken a turn. It's not really long distance, it's just fully relationship advice.
I think when we talk about long distance, it kind of led on to what you value in a relationship. That
Yeah.
makes
Relationship is just a very go-to topic whenever it's the case. You just learn a
Yeah,
lot
then
from
again,
each
yeah.
other, you know.
This as well.
Yeah.
When everyone's,
Then, yeah.
socially distanced, everyone's, a bit more isolated than usual. I feel like it is quite, it's more of a hot topic.
Yeah. You're just stuck with that person.
Like I've heard like
Yeah.
many people actually like many relationships have ended this year because they do spend too much time together and they're just like COVID-19 has really been impacting many people's lives. I feel like especially with relationships as well. It's
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, because like with all the travel bans and stuff, imagine all those couples that are from different places. Oh,
But
yeah,
at the
like
same
Sophie. Oh, that's
Yeah.
tough, man.
I don't know. At the start, I just thought like there was gonna be a baby boom. Like I didn't think like people were gonna be breaking up. I just thought there were gonna be like a shit ton of babies shooting out.
Instead, there's a shit ton of divorces.
Oh my god.
domestic violence.
Actually, yeah.
It's quite sad, yeah.
Domestic violence.
Oh
Domestic
yeah.
violence is increasing, yeah.
In
Wow.
Singapore too, like it was in the news that like there's a lot more divorces and like domestic violence reports. Yeah.
Did you guys see the video of Taylor Swift where she did the thing?
No.
And that like signifies that there is domestic violence happening in the house.
Oh, really?
What,
Like she
this?
she did an interview with I think Jimmy Kimmel or something, like a Zoom interview.
Yeah.
And then she was talking, and then like she did this, like a very very clear indication. It was like everywhere, and I was just like,
Wow.
Oh wow.
yeah.
Okay, for those listening to like the podcast without video, it's like putting your thumb on your palm and then closing it with like all fours.
Yeah.
Wow. That's something.
Oh, I didn't know that was that so
But
she's
very
experiencing domestic violence?
everyone doesn't know, but then they were like, yeah, we shouldn't take it lightly. Like we should just make sure that she's fine and like she's not being abused.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait.
Is she in a relationship?
Boyfriend?
I have no idea.
Is that her parents? Wait, what?
Like whoever she's living with, I have no idea.
Or maybe she's just trying to raise awareness about, I guess, the hand sign, like
Maybe.
use it if you know someone or.
Also, it's like conspiracy theory now. What that is?
No. It is a universal sign to say that you are in a house that has like domestic violence without actually saying it. Like,
wait, wasn't there like a thing in the club where you're like in danger and you tell like the security?
Oh,
like
what's that called?
What's it
What's it
called?
called?
Angel,
Is it?
Angel
Angela?
Oh yeah,
Angela,
help me find Angela
yeah,
or something like that.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. So for those who don't know, there's actually a thing. Is it just in the UK or is it like
No, I think it's
universal?
But I think.
Well, anyways,
more,
there's this like
yeah.
there's this thing where like if you don't feel safe in a club, you go up to like one of the bartenders or the security and then you say like help me find Angela, and then they know what's happening and they'll like help bring you home and stuff.
We'll put a poster showing up what what?
That's pretty cool. When I read it, I was
Caldera.
like, oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
I
know
was
that was a thing.
fascinated.
I was like a bit like, does our club know it? Not sure, but
I mean,
apparently there's been a lot
UK
of like,
cares more of health and safety, so they really care about your mental health well-being.
Yeah, they do.
I've been reading on like overheard in wait, what's that?
Yeah, is it
The
overheard?
Facebook
Yeah.
group. Yeah, overheard in Exeter or Uni of Exeter or whatever. There's been a lot more like assaults happening when you walk home or something. That's scary.
Quite a bit last year, this year as well.
Yeah.
Sounds like just freaking creepy people. There was this post. Sorry.
Have you like bumped into any?
No. No, not personally, no. But like there were these students that posted on Overheard that said like just be careful because we were all just chilling in our front room and then this guy just opens the door and walks into the house.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he just walked into the house and then when they questioned him, he was like, I thought I was being chased. And then they interrogated him a bit more and then he like went away. But I was just like,
okay, lock your door.
Me? Like I was like,
yes.
Just open the door, help himself. Yeah. Welcome home.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, people, mental health is important. In a relationship, yourself, anything. Think for yourself, be selfish.
Be selfish is not a bad thing at all.
So if you're long distance relationship and you're struggling, think for yourself. But also talk it out with your couple, with your your other half. Yes.
Think together and individually.
Yeah.
Wow. I think you think we talked a lot about long distance?
Not a lot, to be honest. This is kind of like a catch-up session.
Sure. Yeah.
Catch-up
maybe we'll have a part 2 of this.
This would be like our living room chats. If we were all
that would be so don't say that.
This would be like our
sad.
We can still have it. We can still have it, but you'll be in Singapore and then we'll be in UK.
And Faye will join.
Yes. Fifth member.
God, my rent. I was looking at that just like go away.
That's fine. You get money. Oh, you don't get money? Is she not paying you or?
No, she is. If she wasn't, then I'll just be continually watching the dream.
Oh, well, you're getting money.
Yeah.
But then again, if I were there, there would be like food and all of that. So. Not bad.
But hey, a living room chat. We can make this a part 2. Sounds good to me.
Living room sessions.
Well, I think.
Did we hit?
Did we hit?
Huh?
Did we hit the mark?
Yeah. I think it's like what 50 minutes now.
I think maybe less than that, which, I mean, not bad. Not bad for a good catch-up session.
Yeah.
It was cute.
Yeah,
it's cute.
Very
we missed you guys so much.
Oh, I'll be back soon. Don't worry.
Brownies. I never tried it before.
They're so good.
Really?
Like they've just been chilling in our fridge, and like because Sophie has the most sensitive stomach, she hasn't eaten it. But she had it. She had it when it first came.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did you have a bad stomach after that?
No, it's just like it's just there's like a lot of brownies and they're quite big as well. So we've been.
I didn't know how big they were. I just ordered. You could get it to your friend.
They're quite big, but they're very delicious.
They're so good.
Yeah, they're very good.
And we've been using Roy's bath bombs too.
You guys have been treating us.
Yeah, so you guys treat us so well.
Yes, sir.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yes.
So blessed. Thank you.
So lucky.
Well, before we end this, yes, before we end the podcast, we will have a random question. And today's random question of the day is, what's your favorite part of a chicken?
Thigh, no doubt.
I used to get chicken rice and then I'd say thigh. So yeah, thigh.
Sophie?
Well, I'm currently like vegan, vegetarian, but you know, back in the day, I did enjoy a juicy thigh.
Oh,
Juicy
wow.
well.
Well,
You know, there's actually part of the chicken called a chicken oyster. I don't know where it's
yes.
located, but it's the most juiciest little thing. You should search it up.
It's how should I say this? So you know the breasts, right? The two breasts, and then in between there's the bone. There's like the tendon, and then the oyster is somewhere attached with the tendon. So it's
Is there
along
only
that.
like one oyster, or is it
It's
like...
a very
It's called
small
an oyster because it's like delicious
brown.
and like rare.
Yes.
Well, not rare,
Yes,
but it's like,
yes.
well, how do you say it? I don't
Oh.
know, but it's the most juiciest thing ever.
Juicy.
No, thigh.
No, trust me. Once you try an oyster, it's like
Juicy.
it's like even more juicier than a thigh.
Okay, juicy thigh. Yes. We love that.
Deborah muted herself.
I think she didn't expect that.
She's crazy laughing right now.
She didn't expect that. Yes. Yeah, this is a new addition to our podcast. We have a soundboard. We have a soundboard. We have
She
one
muted
that's.
herself again.
Oh no, she can't take it.
She's
one.
cry laughing.
I think if we have this is another one.
I love this. I love this face.
And then another one was.
Whoa, my love.
Yes, I can't play it too long.
So our
Otherwise,
audiences,
YouTube
we have a
copyright.
new soundboard for added effect.
Yes. So if anyone wants to suggest anything, you know, just tell us, and then I'll add it in, and then we'll play in the next podcast.
Juicy.
But my favorite chicken part is the butt, chicken butt. Anyways, it's been very nice talking with Deb and Chi and Sophie, my lovely flatmates.
Get well soon, Sophie.
Get well soon. And until next time, we'll...
Adios.
Adios. Yes.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for having us.
No problem. See